So guys, if you're watching this video, then you know I'm in some woods, and the woods, you probably can't see a lot. It is pitch black, but I am in Grin Low woods in Buxton, Derbyshire, and yeah, I'm apprehensive, very apprehensive, with good reason, to be fair. I've dreaded coming back doing this at night, dreaded it. The reason being, last time I came, it was really foggy. Yeah, just generally not good at all. And I've noticed, now I'm here, it is freezing in here. Much colder than the way up. I apologise if you can't see much until I get the torch out, which I think I will be doing right now, to be honest. I'm going to find it. Alright. This might be better. So yeah, if you're watching this video, please hit like and subscribe. It does help massively. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? I can actually see. So yeah, it's all uphill, which is why I'm puffing and panting. And not gonna lie, I am worried, I'm wary. Because last time I did this, you know, it wasn't just foggy. I got so far up and I heard footsteps. Now, some of you will have seen the video I'm talking about. Some of you won't. It's a couple of years old. So on my YouTube, you will find it. It's Grin Low Woods. Why am I doing this? This is stupid. It's getting colder. I know it's dark, but it's freezing. Right, so I think this bench is as far as I got at night last time. And I think it's up here. I could hear footsteps. Now obviously at that time I stopped. And I called out. Nothing replied, nobody. So, well, that's pretty cool. Don't know if you can see that. It's like a wigwam. Cool. That's really good. Yeah, so I panicked. The reason I panicked is because being alone at night, as you know, can be pretty terrifying, especially in a place like this. If you look down there, it's just a drop off. It's the same all the way up, whereas this side it's all uphill. So there's not really any way you can get away quick other than go back the way you came. But the reason I panicked, I couldn't see anything. But I did find online a man had took a photograph of his daughter that was up at the temple at the top. And later, examining that photograph, there was a tree, and at the side of that tree was what looked like a hooded, robed figure. Some call it the monk man, but that night I were here, as I say, I panicked because I'd seen that photograph, and when I come back down, I ran the spirit box, and the monk man was mentioned on it. So you can imagine how I felt at that time. It was pitch black, very foggy, and I believe it was about September, October, November time, about 2 years ago. So in the distance you might hear people. They are a way away. I think they're probably playing football and whatnot somewhere. Okay. I hope the quality of this comes out okay for you guys, because what I can see with my eyes is good. What the camera can see, I'm not sure. You know, it is deadly silent in here. Don't know whether that's good or bad. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get anything paranormal or not. It's more likely that I won't. There's only ever a tiny percentage of a chance you may capture something, like an anomaly, something you can't explain, something you can't debunk. So, I don't know. What I do know, I've read reports of these woods about someone who used to frequently play down here or visit here when they were younger, and apparently witnessed lights dancing around the trees. Light orbs, I suppose, I don't know. But whatever it were, I'm sure that would have been terrifying. Mesmerising, but terrifying. And also, the same person saw a line of people walking up here, all wearing robes and all carrying the old-fashioned torch, like the wooden stick, log on fire at the top. You know what I mean. So what I'm going to do, I'll be back in a minute and I'll look at a good place to stop and get some stuff out. I'll see you soon. Right guys, I've done something really silly. I decided to come all the way up to the temple. So that's where I am right now. As you can see, I'll show you, the ground is really rugged and desolate. Yeah, there's no one around at all. I am firmly isolated, which is terrifying. But there's an air of peace about it, tranquility. But wow, is it cold up here. I'm going to see if I can go around the outside of this building. I mean, the tower itself isn't very big. It's probably, I don't know, 8 metres tall, something like that. It's tall enough. You can see it from a way away. But yeah, when I say there's no one around and nothing around, I truly mean it. I am so isolated. If anything happened up here, I've had it. Do I feel frightened? If anyone wants to know the answer to that, I don't really feel frightened. I feel apprehensive, but I don't feel frightened. At least not yet. That could change. Right. I'm in the building. Just going to put the torch. In fact, I'll take the torch with me. I'll go up these stairs. So as you know, I've been here before. I can never get to be here when it's empty, when there's no one around. Not even when I attempted it at 5 o'clock in the morning. But seems I've managed it now. So, God, I'm tired now. Don't think you'll be able to see down there. I can see for miles, literally. So, yeah, look at the effort I'm putting in, guys. I am terrified in one way and not in another. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I said I'd do this again, and here I am. It took a while, but with work, you know, you come home, you're tired, and you always want to get out somewhere but can't, because you need to recuperate. But anyway, on a different note, anyone who watches what I do, you know I do a lot of communication sessions, spirit communication sessions. There's lots of them on my channel that I've done, and I'd love it if you take a look at them. Anyone that's new to the channel, the one thing I can say is it's took me a long time to start getting the results I'm getting regarding paranormal research communication, ITC research communication. I've had some staggering results. Typical examples is where spirits know me by name and they've clearly said my name. Not just my first name, not just my surname, they've said my full name, Stuart Donnelly, my surname Donnelly, my first name Stuart, or they've called me Stewie. So I pretty much had every variation of my name said to me. But it shows they are acknowledging who I am. They're acknowledging I'm reaching to the other side and I'm connecting. They're letting me know, they're letting you know that watch the sessions. And I want you to understand that, the importance of it. I'm not the only one who does this kind of thing. There are many others. And I'm not going to get into the whole debate of who's doing what, is that right, is this not right. I'm not going to do that. People have got to make their own mind up. And over time, and with familiarity of watching and learning, they will make their own mind up what to look for, what they enjoy, etc, etc. And this battery's going down pretty quickly on this light on the camera, so I'm going to knock it down a notch. Don't know whether that's going to be good or bad. I just don't want it to go on me mid-session. Now it was charged 100%, and what are we on right now? If I turn it up to 70% power, I've got 43 minutes it says, so it's going to have to do. So let's do some things. Let's see what we can get to happen, if anything. I brought the usual tools, the REM pod, the K2 meter. The wind's picking up right now, I don't like that. Although it isn't raining, so that is a bonus. I want to say something as well, guys. If you hear or see anything on this video, let me know in the comment section of this video. Because chances are, after I've done a video, it takes me a day or two before I'll go looking through stuff. And other people may have caught something on the photographs or whatnot I didn't. So I'm thinking we're going to start off by putting this REM pod on these stairs, I think, and it would help if I turned it on. Alright, I just don't want to drop it on the floor. Why is that doing that? Right, so that's there. We'll know if anything triggers that. I'm thinking it might be better. God, putting it here. So that's now there at the door. Okay, K2 meter. Let's get that out. There's a K2 meter. We will put that, I don't know where. We'll put it there. I just hope it don't fall off. Yeah, we can see that. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in a minute, get the spirit box set up, and I'm going to do some calling out. Then we will do a spirit box session. I don't know what might occur. Probably nothing. I know we'll get some communication. I don't know about other types of activity. It's not a place I'm massively familiar with, even though I have been here a couple of times. So, given its location and probably deep-rooted history and the many visitors it's got, the many stories it can probably tell, you just never know. You just never know. So when I come back, we'll do some calling out, see if anything happens. See you in a minute. Right guys, I've just set the spirit box up ready. Nothing's happened on the REM pod. Nothing's happened on the K2 meter. I've not noticed anything myself, so I'm going to do a bit of calling out. It is very quiet right now. Alright. Spirits, I'm reaching out to you. I want to connect with your energies that may be present at this location, that may be embedded in these walls, that may be still embedded in this land. I know this was a barrow. I know there were remains found here that are in the Buxton Museum, and I'm sure they were maybe Bronze Age remains. If I'm not right, someone correct me in the comments, but I know this was a barrow. So I presume if one set of remains was found or more, I don't know, but there possibly will be more, at least. I know the energies will still be around or able to spark and be connected with. If you can hear me, spirits, and you do wish to interact with me, I've got a device on the floor in the doorway. It's got a red light on it. It won't do anything other than change colour and make a sound if you go near it to let me know you're there. That's all it does. And on the window there is a K2 meter which will pick up on electromagnetic fluctuational energy, EMF, said to be given off by spirits. If any of you are around here and you can hear me, this camera in theory could pick your voice up if you want to speak to me. I'm going to ask if you can walk into this doorway, or if you are in here, walk out of it, past that device. Can you trigger it? Can you show me if you're there or not, please? I will tell you, if you're listening, that I do interact with spirits a lot. I've communicated with many spirits, mostly where I live. There's every chance a spirit or more than one spirit may have followed me from my home. Spirits do say they follow me. Okay, what I'm going to do, spirits, I'm going to do something, and I want to know if you can repeat this. Can you repeat this? Are you able to repeat that? It's very quiet. Can you do this, spirits? Can you whistle back? Interesting. Right now my sensors are peaking a little bit, like I get the feeling I'm being watched from my right hand side but not from in here, sort of thing. It's a bit strange. Could just be my imagination. Spirits, if any of you are underneath, can you repeat this? Well, so far, there is nothing occurring. At least nothing I've heard. Are you up at the top, spirits? I've communicated here before using a spirit box. And whilst I did that, I asked if it's true there's remains under here or were remains found, and you told me, this is the reply you gave me, why don't you take a look? That's what you told me. So I know I've had communication, and if I can get the communication using a device, that's why I'm asking for some other kind of interaction. Shout as loud as you can. Maybe I won't hear it, but maybe this camera will. I'm going to whistle again. See if you can do the same. Could be my imagination, but I thought I heard something very, very, very faint in the distance. It was in the distance. I don't really know what it were. Far too far away, far too distant. So I'm not even going to put a label on what I think that were. Maybe you can appear at one of these archways, these windows. Alright, I've just heard something. I don't know what that were. I know it's windy, but I heard what sounded like the wind blowing fabric. And I don't know whether it were my jacket. It probably was. But when you stood in here, you freak out a bit, as you can imagine. Alright, spirits, I'm going to get a device out in a minute. It's known as a spirit box. The way it works, when I turn it on, it scans through frequency very, very quickly, which is measured in milliseconds. It scans either FM or AM frequencies, and it does it super quick. The idea behind it is you can manipulate the device using your energy, or even using my energy as well. Maybe the energy of this area, this place. But it gives you a voice regardless. It does work. I can promise it works. I'm going to get the device, spirits. I will switch it on in a minute. Alright, spirits. I've got the device running. Who's here? If you're a spirit and you can hear my voice, can you say the word spirit? Can you say your names to let me know who you are? What are your names? It's gone very quiet. Can any spirits hear me right now? My name's Stuart. I've come here to speak to you in spirit. Can you hear me? Are you aware I'm here looking for your spirit energy? I'm looking to connect with you. Do you know why I'm here? Why am I here, spirits? Why am I here? What have I come all this way for? Tell me why I've come all this way to see you. Are you going to speak to me? Shout your names for me. I've told you my name. You know my name's Stuart, I've told you that. I'm not here to cause harm. I believe in God. Do any of you follow the light of God? If you do, can you say the word God or the word light? Are any spirits or angels of God here that can hear me? Are there any protective spirits here? I believe there's a monk man associated with this area. Is there a monk man associated with this area, spirits? Is there a monk man associated with this area? Has a monk man or a man dressed as a monk, maybe he was a monk at one time, is he still here in spirit somewhere? Can you say the monk man or monk? I'm absolutely freezing, but that's because of the wind up here. Come all this way looking for evidence of the paranormal, spirits. Can you show your presence in any way? Can you set that device off on the floor by going near it? Come and walk through the door for me. Can you do that? I'm only going to run this for a short time. I can't be here all night, unfortunately. If you want to show me and interact, now is that time. People will see this video, spirits. If you want them to know you're here, do it now. I feel like I'm being watched, spirits, but that could be because there's archways all around me. Are you watching me, spirits? Are you watching me? Come closer. Why don't you come closer to where I am? Come into this location. Take shelter from the wind. One time I was here, I asked if you prefer to be seen at night or in the day, and you said at night. Well, I'm here right now. At night. I'm on my own. I'm extremely vulnerable right now. I can't go very far very fast if you decided to pop up somewhere. So you've got the best chance of scaring the crap out of me right now. If that's your intention, maybe you don't want to do that. Try and set that device off on the floor, spirits, please. Can you do it? Let's see if you can do it. All you've got to do is touch the device or go near it. I'm not really hearing your replies right now because of the wind, and I'm tuned into everything at once. But I'm not going to run this for much longer, spirits. If you have come through, I'm going to say thank you very much to you. I came up here to see if there's any type of interaction I can get, whether that's communication or visual or audible through EVP. I'm going to ask now for you to go back to where you were. I don't want you to follow me, spirits. So I'm going to ask that you do not follow me. Goodbye, spirits. Goodbye. Right, guys. I'll be back in a second. We'll have just put this away. See you in a minute. Right, guys, it's nearly the end of the investigation, which leaves me with the opportunity to talk for a little bit before I go back home. I am absolutely freezing up here. You know, with it being so elevated and exposed, it really is cold. But obviously I'm stood still as well, so that doesn't help. What do I think about this place? In truth, it is absolutely mesmerising. It's stunningly beautiful. That was me. It's stunningly beautiful. It's extremely rugged out here, and if you could see this for yourself, you know, you really would be in awe. I mean, the views right out there are stunning. If I zoom in, I'm not sure how good it'll be, but I think the red dot down there is the Palace Hotel, and I'm not going to even attempt to identify anything else, because, you know, it gets confusing when everything's lights and dots. But I came up here with an agenda. I've always seen this place, especially the woods, as my nemesis, a bit of a nemesis like. Either the weather can be against you, or there can just be so many people coming and going from here, which is understandable. It's a great location, but when all is said and done, I'm up here now, and I've had to do it when it's absolutely pitch black. I'm assuming there's no one around. For all I know, I could have eyes on me and not know it. But yeah, I'm not really feeling frightened. I'm feeling exposed because it's so open. What's the word I'm looking for? Vulnerable, because if something did occur, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've got my phone, but still, I've come ghost hunting, and you just never know. You just never know. There are every chance you could see an apparition, or a part apparition, or something, and be absolutely frightened to death. And then what do? You panic, you run. There's nowhere to run here, really. You'd break your legs falling. So, yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. My biggest concern was the actual forest coming through there. As I've said, my last escapades at night, that's me. It was so foggy, you just couldn't see a thing. And obviously because of that, you know, your sight, you rely on it, and your ears. And when you can't see, your ears are the next thing that you rely on. And I heard footsteps in them woods. There's no doubt about it. I grew up playing in wooded areas. I know what footsteps sound like in wooded areas, and I didn't just hear it once. I heard it 2 or 3 times, and when I shouted out if anyone was there and I got no reply, that was enough for me to turn around and get out of there. Because, you know, if it was a person, they would have identified themselves surely, and who'd be there at night other than someone else ghost hunting, or walking a dog maybe. So yeah, I was out of there. But before we go from here tonight, I am going to say it again. For anybody doing this, it's risky. This is a very silly thing, really, what I've done. You know, I've come through the woods, I've come over this rugged, exposed area to get here, and I've done it because I want to try and find some paranormal evidence. So it'd be great if you did like and subscribe to the video, the channel. Even comment on the video in the video comment section. I know there's people in Buxton that watch these things that I've done. Don't be afraid to comment. There's plenty of people that have probably been here that live in this area that have sensed things, or maybe even seen things that I'm not aware of. we've all got a story to tell, and if you've got one, let us know in the comments. Those of you that watch my video, I'm going to give you a massive shout out, so thank you very much for that. One of the other ones I did recently was at the Old Hall Hotel in Buxton. That was superb. You know what, as you're probably aware, the history of that hotel, Mary Queen of Scots stayed there a few times in a particular room. She was in the custody of an earl at the time, and I'm not sure if she was in partial house arrest, full house arrest, I'm not sure what it were. But I know she was using the water from St Anne's Well for, I think it was rheumatoid arthritis. But she was very fond of Buxton, very fond of the water, and yeah, if you've not seen that video yet, I really do recommend it. The communication was insane. I got Mary's name through 3 or 4 times, I think it were. And obviously other things that come through, like I'm imprisoned, release me, you know, that all coincides with being in someone's custody. Is that coincidence? If the name Mary hadn't come through 3 or 4 times as well, then yeah, you could have said it's coincidence, but it's looking extremely solid as evidence when you're getting the name Mary as well 3 or 4 times when she stayed in that room. It's uncanny. It is uncanny. But there was an EVP caught on the camera without the spirit box running. And of course, other people have seen activity in that room, witnessed it. I am going to go back at some point and stay the night. That'll be very interesting, I'm sure. But for now, guys, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to put my stuff away. I'm going to get some photographs before I go. And obviously, as you know, the photographs will be uploaded to the Facebook group, which, if you don't know the name of it, is Art of a Dark God Paranormal. If you want to see the photographs and scrutinise them for anything that might or might not be on there, then swing by the Facebook group and join the group. You're all free to join. It's a nice group, there's nice people, and this is just one of them things. I mean, the paranormal, we look for it, we think about it a lot. You know, it's the unknown, isn't it? It's fascinating, but at the same time it can be frightening. Luckily, so far, I've not had any mega terrifying incidents, but I have had incidents in the past where I did not feel right for weeks after certain investigations I did. And yes, I was seeing various things like partial outlines of people at the time, but that wore off after a few weeks. I'll never forget that, and that was after investigating St Peter's Church at Fairfield in Buxton. So there's one for you. I'll have to go back there as well at some point. But for now, guys, I'm going to go. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.